So today we will concentrate on architecture. So what is architecture? Architecture means how the our program is executing. Like now, if I'm seeing the Android, like I'm opening one application in my mobile. So let us say I'm opening the camera application, or I'm opening the contacts application. So how that is step by step is involving into this, so that we will see here now in detail. So here Android architecture as currently that is a total 6 layers. So on the 6 layers, so it has like step by step, it will move on to the next step. Let us I open here the exam. So the first step of the Android architecture is the apps, and the next, see, this is the latest architecture. So this is the Android architecture. So first layer, which is this is a system apps, and what we will discuss. The next second here is the API framework. Now I cannot say Java API because nowadays either we are using Java or we are using the Kotlin. So just simply I'll say the API framework. Then next it is C and C++ libraries, native C and C++ library. So on that one of the part is the runtime. Then after that, hardware abstraction layer. So only it will involves hardware related. Last, it is the Linux kernel. So the Linux kernel layer is the last one. This is right. So this is the architecture of our Android. Like, but how this will be executing, the program will executing. So that's we concentrate here. Let us say, for example, I want to open a camera application. So if I want to open a camera application, what happens? Once user click on this camera application, then it goes to the view system here. So it goes to view because it's required a view to display the camera. Then it requires one activity. Activity is nothing but it's a single page. So it's required activity. So then here to here and here to here. Then it required media framework support. Then immediately it will comes to here. And what are the files it requires? The runtime environment. So the runtime environment will be created here. Then it required hardware camera, it will come to camera, and it required a driver. So all together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This combined 7 will goes to binder IPC. Then it will directly interact to the client here through Linux kernel. Through Linux kernel, it is interacted with this. Linux kernel is nothing but which is the secondary software layer for our Android applications. So that is directly interacted with this, right? That is the flow of this, right? Means any application like if you open any application, like let us say I'm opening the contacts application. For contacts application, what happens from here? Let us say this is contacts. Contacts required one view. It required activity. Then for this, here just it is nothing hardware is not required, but that time it will skip hardware. It not required hardware skip. Directly it will come to display driver. So from the display driver it will be interact. Means for some of the application, maybe some of the layer may skip. For some of them, it cannot skip. Like on that way, so this will be goes. Like it will be the this is the advantage of the like architecture. But each and the everything can be integrated through Linux kernel only, because that is the first level of security for our Android application. So that is interacting from here itself, right? So now we will concentrate on each layer. So system apps. So system apps this is because as a user, may I install 10 application. So someone install 20 applications, someone install 40 application. That depends on the people. Like what are the applications you installed, that we will say has the system applications. Then after here it is the frame layer, API framework. So this is providing the APIs to your application. So here APIs are the two types, like currently it is handling two types. One is the Java, other is the Kotlin. Means this can be support, like API is nothing but it's a platform independent, right? So it can support for both. So that is this here. So in this, the first one which is here, managers. So what is manager? Manager means generally it can be manage something, right? So here first activity manager. Activity manager is nothing but here every application has more than a page. So that more than a page, like multiple pages in applications. So that can be handled by this activity manager can handle the application. Like next is the location. So we are using the location in our applications, or if you turn on location, auto location capture, every time the location will be automatically capturing, right? So that is the location here, location capture. Next is the package. So here now, whenever we create a project, so that each and every has it created one package. So that package we will define. That means in that package means it's a group of classes, like multiple classes we will paste in a single package. So that package, like maybe in a project you have one package or more than one package also you can handle your this thing. So that is a package. Next is the notification. So what notification? Notification is nothing but here, like what we are receiving the notification, like notification, multiple call, message, mail, alarm, like those kind of anything, any thing which is alerting the user that we can have the notification. So all the notification categories we have this notification manager. So the next, which is the resource manager. So here for Android application, we have lot of resources. Like because of the resources only, we can able to drag and drop the components and we can utilize those. So those kind of lot of resources, how that resources can be, so that we will see. Next, telephony manager to handle the calls, messages, so the telephone manager can help hear this. Next, window. So the window manager can also help for this, like at a time as a user, I can handle more than one activity, right? Enough things can be handled by the next, which is very important. content provider. Here it is. So the content provider has main and important thing that uh, like that we can say has it provides in that word itself it is provides the content. So simple example is the contacts. So contacts can be shared with the nowadays with the multiple application, right? So like contacts is sharing the application data, but which application is using nowadays? So nowadays it is uh, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is using our data, right? So means whatever the name we saved in our contacts, so that is a same name it is reflecting on a WhatsApp. So that is the main thing that user is using that like content provider. So this can be provided data to multiple sources. Next is the view system. So what is view system? So it can provide the view for this like multiple views are there here, right? For each kind of application, it has the multiple view. So for each multiple views, it can be created with this multiple resources so that we can say has the multiple view system. So the next, so like this, there are many API frameworks are there that these are whatever here it is shown is this is the major and important APIs. So those we will discuss by end of our course. Each and everything we can discuss in detail here. That so right that is the API framework. Next is the native C and C++ library. So what is native C and C++ library? Because Android is an operating system, right? So what are the things like operating system? It can be if it is an operating system, so that operating system can be uh, means that can be every time that can be developed by using the C and C++ only. So that is the reason. So it is a this layer is important. So in this, there are lot of predefined. So in this, there are lot of predefined libraries are available. So to using those libraries, we can able to create a applications on top of those. Like for example, I want to create a browser. So like Chrome, I want to create one browser like Chrome. So that by using the WebKit engine, you can create on top of that, you can create the this. That is. Next, Open Max AL. These all are the like Open Max, Open GLS. These two are the graphic libraries. So that graphic libraries you can utilize when which on which application you want that you can utilize here. And the next media framework. So the media framework also like it can be help for this audio, video, and lot of things. So that you can utilize that, right? Next here library C. So library C is very important because it is direct like it is dependent on this, right? So means operating system can be handled with this. So that is the reason it is important here. This and like this, there are many native C and C++ libraries are available. So that we are using in our end. Then next, when we are running the application, so that can be here like it can create runtime and that we can say has the Android runtime and that can be combined of Android runtime and core libraries. So this combination will give the output format to the user. Like finally, that can be converted into output format, that is a dot apk format it will create. So nowadays, either we are using the APK format or we are using the API format, so that it can be created here. Right. So the next layer, which is hardware abstraction layer. So this hardware abstraction layer means nothing. It is like whatever the hardware you have, your mobile has. Like it is a common for like every mobile has the Bluetooth, audio for audio drivers, camera, sensor, sorry, audio drivers, speakers, camera, sensors, like this kind of all the drivers, it is available, right? So that we can say has that is hardware, like all hardware related this. So the next layer which is here, so Linux kernel. So what is Linux kernel? So the Linux kernel is nothing but it is a driver. Simply it is a driver. See, nowadays we are not installing anything, any drivers in our mobile, right? Because previous days when we install an operating system, so we are installing drivers one by one. We can sit and we can install drivers one by one, like Bluetooth driver, audio driver, video driver, like many drivers we are installing previously. But here now, no need. Nowadays, we are not installing any drivers even when you install the Windows operating system also, because those all the drivers are defaultly is giving by the operating systems itself. Like similar here also for Android also, so it is automatically giving the drivers. So we are not dependent on any, means we are not installing any other extra things for these things, right? It can be support like here we have many things like audio driver, keypad driver, memory driver, USB, Bluetooth, display, camera, Wi-Fi, power management. So these all are the like various kind of drivers as there. So using the driver, so this binder, like binder IPC, it will combine all the requests and it directly interact with the user. That's the reason it is the first level of security for your Android applications, right? So this is the architecture of the Android. So if you have already the Android setup on your system, it's well and good. Otherwise, you can install the Android Studio. So now the latest Android Studio is I. So Android Studio. From here, just you can install the latest Studio. In a latest Studio, one more thing it is there. So H. So this is the, in this version, like it is giving the bot feature. So the bot feature will support like instead of searching something code in a Google, so there itself it can be searched. The search code facility is available. Like it is giving the some advantages. Like means AI related things. It can be included in our Android Studio. So that we will discuss in detail, like our regular sessions, we will discuss in detail of those. So that you can see here. So next here, what we will do is, so this is the first day. So first day, I'll conclude with this. From tomorrow, we will handle like if you have not a ready environment, you can create environment today and a studio installation. Then from tomorrow, we will discuss on the layouts first. We will concentrate on the layout design first. That will take 2 to 3 days. After that, we'll involve into the Kotlin related things. We will involve on that. So we'll start Kotlin examples on that next. Right. So have any questions?
Sir,
Start.
sorry, is there any difference between new architecture and old architecture? You said new architecture, right? With the
Yeah.
6 components.
Yes, previously the architecture has only 5 layers that now splitted into 2, like hardware abstraction layer and drivers are splitted separately. Previously, both are a single architecture.
Okay, okay. From when, sir? It was like split
It
in
is in 2019 when
from
Android,
19 onwards, it was splitted.
yeah, in 2019 when Android 11 version has introduced. From that time, it is splitted.
Okay, hardware abstraction layer and libraries, sir.
No, hardware abstraction layer and drivers.
Drivers, okay.
So that previously only it's hardware abstraction layer. Now that's split into 2 parts.
Okay.
So Mahendra, you have any question?
సార్ ఇది నోట్స్ ఏమన్నా ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు సార్ అలాగే
నోట్స్ వీటికి ఇస్తాను నీకు దగ్గర రెఫరెన్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడ ఇస్తాను నీకు.
ఓకే
మ్యాక్సిమం వెబ్సైట్ లో కూడా ఉంటాయి.
ఓకే సార్
నోట్స్ కూడా ఇస్తాను, దానికి కూడా ఎందుకంటే నాకు దగ్గర పీడిఎఫ్ ఉంది కదా, అది ఇచ్చేస్తాను.
అంటే డైలీ క్లాస్ అయిపోయాక పీడిఎఫ్ సెండ్ చేస్తారు సార్?
డైలీ అంటే ఒకసారి పీడిఎఫ్ ఇస్తాను, డైలీ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసిన కోడ్ది మీకు ఒక డ్రైవ్ లో అప్లోడ్ చేసి కోడ్ యాక్సెస్ ఇచ్చేస్తాను.
ఓకే సార్.
దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ ఆ పీడిఎఫ్లో ఏంటంటే థియరిటికల్ కొన్ని ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి దాంట్లో, అండ్ మనం క్లాస్లో డిస్కస్ చేసిన ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇక్కడ ఇది వెబ్సైట్లో కూడా మీరు చూసుకోవచ్చు, ఇది నా వెబ్సైట్ కాబట్టి ఇంట్లో కూడా ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఉంటాయి, మీకు పంపిస్తాను ఈ లింక్స్.
ఓకే
ఓకే ఓకే. సో దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ విల్ సీ టుమారో దెన్ విత్ ప్రోగ్రామాటికల్.
ఓకే, టుమారో 6 AM సార్?
6 AM.
ఓకే
సేమ్ లింక్ అయినా సార్?
సేమ్ లింక్ డే.